Yo, yo, yo. Yo. It's your boy Dapper Don. You are now tuned in to the Dapper Don Podcast. You know how this goes. Each and every day we do this thing that we doing right now. I'm going to go through a lot of the things that I see in the culture, see in hip-hop, see just all around this culture that we all know and love. Or at least we know. My first thing I want to talk about, and I got to dive right into it, because this may not be a big deal for, I guess, everybody, but if you really was into lyricism, if you're really into that lyrical miracle spiritual, then man, you got to know Eminem, right? You got to know the real Slim Shady. You got to know Marshall Mathers, and you got to know him. Excuse me. Well, the main man, Marshall Mathers, has come forth. The brother has come before the congregation and told us, I am a guest. Yes, this is not home. I have not come to stay. I am a rolling stone. Where I lay my hat is my home. And he's saying he's a guest. He's visiting. That hurt my feelings. Man. Because when I was growing up and I was like getting picked on a lot, rappers I listened to were like my friends, like DMX and Eminem, just Tupac, artists that this is why I found my comfort in. Jay-Z, that's a really weird group of friends to have, a really aggressive group of friends. Maybe if I had less aggressive friends, I would have fit in a little more, huh? But that's besides the point. But this was mentally what I grew up on. And it's like, so you put so much effort into something that you have no ownership in. And I wanted to kind of just break down, and that makes me think about the visitor mindset. If I have no equity in the thing, then I don't really have something that ties me to it, that really makes me feel like I have something invested into it. I have no connection to it. And it's true. Eminem at any given time he has to tell people he's a rapper, right? Jay-Z doesn't have to tell people he's a rapper. DMX doesn't have to tell people he's a rapper. Drake doesn't have to tell people. Kendrick doesn't have to tell people. You look at Eminem can't possibly, if there is somewhere in this world that doesn't know he's a rapper, he would have to tell them that. And even then, they may not believe him until they hear the records and see just the acclaim and the following that he has. To me, this wasn't a humble brag, but more or less explains to me when he did a BT freestyle. I think it was 2018. I don't really know exactly when the day was, but he did a freestyle and where he went at Trump, and he just pretty much went at racism. Not everybody met that with love and admiration and appreciation. It really went under the radar for some people. Some people said it was underwhelming. And you could kind of see him feel a type of way about people saying that. Because it's like, all right, well, I stuck my neck out there and I didn't get the reception I wanted. See, when you think you're a visitor, you feel like you have barriers in a place. You feel like there's certain places you can't go, right? Like if you were visiting someone's house, unless you was there for intimate reasons, you wouldn't go into the bedroom. Unless you was there to cook, you wouldn't go into the kitchen. There was places you wouldn't go. I wonder if Eminem feeling like he's a visitor in the house of hip hop makes him feel limited in what he can do and what his reach is and what his real opportunity in this culture is. And if that's the case, then does that hinder us as a culture? Or does that make things better for us? If he does have a boundary, because mind you, this whole guest in the house of hip hop thing started from Macklemore. Macklemore came through and he wanted to introduce homosexual ideas, or I guess equality for same-sex marriage and just, homosexuals in general. And hip hop in the black community especially just has a don't tell, don't say, don't tell, don't ask, don't tell. That's the saying. Have a don't ask, don't tell mentality when it comes to homosexuality. And Macklemore came in and made a big effort to change that. That's when Lord Jamar said, you are a guest in this house of hip hop, and you don't make changes in this thing here. You don't bring your agenda here. So that is dope that Eminem does say that, but just because you can't rearrange the furniture in the house, just because you can't, say what gets painted and doesn't get painted, that doesn't mean you're not at home there. It's still your home. You're just not the head of the household. That much I agree with Lord Jamar. Y'all may say, I'm bugging, bro, Eminem's a GOAT. Listen, half y'all who will argue that with me don't even know half the lyrics I know. I know Eminem's a GOAT. But at the same time, when you go to make a change, you got to make a change with the family. Maybe he feels like he doesn't fit in like a family, right? Like you would, if you was going to make a change in the house, you would ask the father and the mother, and everyone would, all the children would go to the parents or whatever the situation is, but they would discuss it as a family. That's what Lord Jamar was saying. Like when you come to make changes in here, you're making changes into our household. This is where our family has to live. So on one end, I appreciate Eminem feeling like I'm going to give you the respect of respecting those boundaries. But on the other end, I feel a type of way with you saying like, well, yeah, you're right. I'm not family. I'm not just here. This is something I can take off one day. This hip hop thing is something that I wear by choice and not by force. When you black, you already a hip hop artist. You already urban, right? It doesn't matter how different you are. So that's just something I'm sure that was a rant, and I don't even know if you caught on to it. I guess the best way I can sum it up in a few sentences is, if Eminem is a guest in a house of hip hop, my question is, if Eminem is a guest in a house of hip hop, then where does he call home? I guess that's just what my whole thought is. What does he call home? Because this whole time I figured you like family. That you were somebody who's seen the world from my point of view, but to each his own. I guess we all have our own way of seeing things. I don't have an issue with Lord Jamar. I think he's a clever guy. I do believe, he's bitter. I do believe he's bitter towards him, but he already said it. He knows that he's not lyrically as inclined as Eminem. He hasn't made as much of an impact. And we like to say, because of white people, because you're white people. I think if you take every one of Eminem's white fans out and you just leave us black fans, he still has more of those that he's impacted and made feel better. And I mean, damn, even helped find their space in society. I would have never thought a white man would do that. But, now that I think about it, how there was that movie, The Book, which starred, my guy. That's my guy. He played Cottonmouth on Luke Cage. Y'all know my guy. You know the vibes. Don't make me have to say his name. But that or The Help, where, they did The Maids. And they have these movies, has a certain name called White Saviors. The movies like White Savior films. Is 8 Mile a white savior film? Would you classify that in the same category as The Help? I'm just curious. I don't know. I'm just asking questions, man. I'm just asking questions. You let me know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section. But he also talked about something else, I thought. And when I say he, I mean Eminem. Talked about something else interesting that I thought was pretty cool and was pretty interesting. And I'm just going to talk about it. Him saying when he did Till I Collapse, which was an amazing I don't mean to cuss, sorry. That was an amazing record. I don't think y'all really know how impactful Till I Collapse is and just how important it is to the culture. Well, Till I Collapse was one of those records where he ended up saying, he named a bunch of rappers that he thought was top. He was like, I got a list. Here's the order as the list that is in. It goes Tupac, Jay-Z. It goes, Reggie, Tupac, Jay-Z, and Biggie, Jada, Andre from Outkast, Corrupt, Nas, and then me. Or something. Anyway, he put Jadakiss in there. I kind of, what? Now that I think about it, off a tangent, on a tangent, he was the first one to put that division between Outkast. Like, I like Andre, or I like Big Boy. That was, oh my God, don't get me started on that. How people act like there's a correlation. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Some people like peanut butter sandwiches. Some people like jelly on their toast. But Outkast was peanut butter and jelly. Let's not act like there was times when Andre went so freaking left field, and the only thing that resembled hip hop on the song was Big Boy. Big Boy brought us Killer Mike. Come on, dog. Like, how you introduce us to Killer Mike and people not putting you in the top 10? I'm going to even be real. Sorry, Miss Jackson wouldn't have been a hip-hop classic without Big Boy. I'll Be on That Kryptonite was way harder than anything, although that was in Outkast. That wasn't it Purple Ribbon Gang? See, I said Red Ribbon Army. I'm talking about some damn Dragon Ball Z over here. Purple Ribbon Gang. I think that's what it's called. And even if it wasn't, oh well. Leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what it's really called. You know it all. But anyway, he said he wouldn't take nobody off. Can't take off Jada. Don't sleep, stay woke. The more money you get, the more it's your fault that they broke. You didn't even catch Jada say that. You didn't even listen to Top 5 Dead or Alive, did you? What you talking about? You a hip-hop fan. Corrupt, I've never really been familiar with Corrupt. I don't even want to cap. Never been familiar with Corrupt. Redman, he did more than just How High. He's actually, like, when you look at Redman, if there was no Redman, I don't think you would have an Eminem or a Ludacris, and ultimately, the Baby. I think that may be a hot take, but the Baby is like, he's in that Redman lineage. I know because I know he a killer and shit, but he's actually a really good rapper. He's pretty lyrical. He has one flow, but he does a lot with that one flow. He's done very well for himself with that one flow. Yeah, the Baby's fruit off that tree. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so he put K-Dot, J. Cole, and Joyner Lucas in there. He said he wouldn't take off any of the names he just named, any names that I kind of named, although I'm sure I messed it up. But he wouldn't take any of those off, and he would just put on K-Dot and J. Cole. Okay, if that's cool. The K-Dot one, I know a lot of that got to do with Dre. Dre being involved with what he's, him being Dre's newest add-on to the culture. That's another thing. I don't see how you can be one of the staples in the forefathers of hip-hop. You got to put Dre in the forefathership of hip-hop. You can't have been in this since the 80s. What other artist came in the 80s and has made this much of an impact? Chill. I'll wait. Who from the 80s? LL Cool J? I mean, LL Cool J dope, but LL Cool J ain't put anybody else on. And LL Cool J the man. Don't ever think I'm disrespecting LL Cool J. I loved him. He was good in acting. He was good rapping. I'm a big LL Cool J fan, but nobody came in the game since the 80s and been running through every wall. I'm excited to see what Dre's gonna do this decade. He was the first billionaire in the culture. How are you one of his staples, one of the best moves he made? He left Death Row, had nothing, and came up with an Eminem. It's like, man, this dude is the best ever. But anyway, Eminem says that he would add J. Cole, K-Dot, and Joyner Lucas. The thing that kind of makes me question, or not even necessarily question it, but the thing that makes me look at that different is, are those the top guys? And him not putting Drake in it. Can we actually talk about that? Can we put that into a conversation? He put Joyner Lucas instead of Drake. He had to put two light-skinned guys in there. He just couldn't. He just couldn't. I mean, I would have thought he would have put 50 Cent in there before he put Joyner Lucas in there. But, I guess Joyner Lucas. I don't know if... See, I know what it is. Eminem is from a certain kind of cloth. His cloth is, you got to write all your own stuff. I think he's really holding that Quentin Miller thing against Drake. And you see, it bothered Drake on the title. Was that title? I think Drake did do a title interview. well, whatever interview Drake did, you know, Drake sat down and talked about it, and it sounded like it still bothered him, like the same way taking that L, same way Eminem, not Eminem, I guess what he is technically Eminem, right? Meek Mills took a loss. You see how that still bothers him. So I guess those two, you know, both of them had their own opinions on what happened and how they interpret what happened to one another. But you can see it still bothers Drake. That's still something that bothers Drake, and I think that's why Eminem left him off it. It's not a big deal. It's not really a tough topic. I'm just, you know, thinking out loud. But we gonna switch it to another pace, to another place. R.I.P. Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke was a Brooklyn rapper. Hold on. Pop Smoke was a Brooklyn rapper who was murdered at a Hollywood estate, at a Hollywood Hills estate. I believe Beverly Hills or Hollywood Hills, one of the two. And yeah, they believed it was a targeted attack. A lot of people from Lupe Fiasco, 50 Cent, Remy Ma, by the time this come out, man, I'm sure a whole slew of people have come out and said, you know, their RIPs and paid their respects to them. And really, we just got to acknowledge how many young artists is out here really getting hurt, man. It's really dying at a young age. It's way more crazy than what it used to be. But the thing that really stuck out with this story was Blueface. Blueface decided he'll hit the gram stories, I think Insta stories, and tell us about how the hell you should move when you go to California. Who you should check in with and who you should and shouldn't know. My thing is, I believe it's the people you choose to hang around when you get there that's the problem. But his whole thing was that you should link up with some natives who can kind of give you an idea on where you should and shouldn't go. People did not appreciate him saying it. They said it was out of taste. Once again, this is Whack 100's artist, so what do you expect? But nothing less than a bunch of disrespect and a bunch of ill-timed, unasked for advice from somebody who will say anything to be heard. I remember when what the hell was it? I remember when Whack 100 was talking about, Tekashi did nothing wrong, you know, and he made a somewhat of a valid point that, well, if you knew this guy was a clown, he's going to be a clown. All right, but you still did something wrong. From a street dude standpoint, was you asked me to go take care of a problem you had, and I did that for you, and now you trying to tear me down. From a legal standpoint of you tried to get somebody killed. You don't know how bad that could have got. You letting off shots in a crowded Manhattan area. You don't know who you could have hit, who you could have involved. And from a civilian standpoint, you took a bunch of black men and made them go commit homicides. Like, you did something wrong. And this is the same guy who said that Nipsey wasn't a legend, even though you was on Nipsey's crotch the whole time when he was alive. But now you know you trying to say, I didn't mean it like that. Yeah, you felt that pressure. You felt that pressure because he was a legend. The bro was a legend. Everybody knows that. Don't stress out. You know how many things Don't Stress Out and got me through? If you ain't heard Nipsey Hussle, Don't Stress Out, I suggest you go listen to it. That's one of the strongest and most powerful things I can actually. Yeah. Anyway, so Blueface, he's following in the footsteps of his father, Whack 100, and he's just saying a bunch of nut shit for nothing when nobody asked you. Who asked you what you thought about another situation when they should have been moving and doing it? Bro, you kicked your own mama out of the house. I don't need life advice from you. You slept with 1,000 women in 6 months. You have no respect for yourself. Don't talk. Don't get in a conversation. Nobody asked you. Ugh. But he does have a good point. Be careful who you move around. He did say that when he was asked, when people said, he was like, I'm not finna check in, or that's what he kind of thought that meant. He did make a good point where if someone's showing you like they're taking advantage of you being in their familiar area, then that's not the correct native to be around. I give him that. That's actually some sound fucking advice. That's some damn sound advice. You should be cautious of the people you move around in the city with. I think it's always the entourage, never actually the artist that makes things, hot for you. You look at Pac in his rape case. Pac didn't even touch the girl that night. Pac didn't even touch the girl that night, and you see what ended up happening. But, that's how that cookie crumbles. Be careful of the entourage you keep. I don't know what happened with Pop Smoking. I'm not even trying to, I ain't trying to touch on it. Another one I'm not trying to touch on, and I'm just going to speak on this one real quick. I don't even see me really wanting to touch on this for too long. Pause. Boosie Badass goes on a rant about Dwayne Wade's child. There used to be a time it was tough to get a Boosie interview. There used to be a time when, Boosie only talked in music. Matter of fact, I remember him and Webby being very distinctive about, I don't do all this internet back and forth. But for some reason, some of these OGs, like you don't see Jeezy and, I don't know, certain ones, you don't really see them diving into social media. But Boosie and Snoop Dogg, for some reason, these OGs have just took into social media. And I'm going to need you to fall back, my guy. Like, I need you to fall all the way back. Like, you see behind you, go further back than that. Fall all the way back. Because you don't hear you're making nut moves, man. Who asked you? Who cares? Who cares? I agree with you. But that's that man's child at the end of the day. And if he's going through this rough patch, like when you was on death row, that man didn't take the time to kick you down. That man didn't take the time to attack you. But anyway, once again, but furthermore, Boosie says that he got kicked out of Planet Fitness. Now, I didn't know Boosie went to Planet Fitness. I didn't know we worked out in the same gym. I actually think that's kind of dope that Boosie, because he got out big, right? He got out muscular. Usually dudes kind of fall back from it after they get out, but he's really maintaining that. That's what's up. I mean, he is a cancer survivor. Wow. I didn't even think about that. Wow, he is a cancer. How Planet Fitness gonna kick a cancer survivor out? Like, this life or death for this man. He gotta stay healthy. He gotta stay in shape. He got one kidney. You gonna kick him out? Is that what Planet Fitness stand behind? I'm against homophobia, but I'm also against about kicking out, people in damn remission. I don't know if he's in remission or not. This platform does not have any connection or information on Torrance Boosie Hatch medical condition. I'm assuming. I can say for sure he's a cancer survivor. I can say that. But yeah, whatever. You got kicked out of Planet Fitness. It could have been worse. It could definitely be worse. Big Draco. Big Sean. Let's talk about Big Sean, man. How y'all feeling about Big Sean out there? Big Sean gearing up, huh? Big Sean gearing up for another one. One of the new legends. I think that's the term. That got crowned at ironically a Crown interview by Elliott Wilson. And I just like the term of it, new legends. Yeah, so he's gearing up. He did a pull-up with Joe Budden. I'm a big fan of Joe Budden podcast. I'm sure a lot of y'all are too. They do an industry ranking. They rank on the industry on who's the most commercial out of the three of them, out of Maul, Rory, and Joe. Joe letting Big Sean get him in a headlock is for sure the most industry thing I've ever seen. It's disgusting. It is the definition of disgusting. I'm not rocking with it. I'm not feeling it. He could have kept that headlock. But anyway, Big Sean came through, man. Sean Don. He talked about not being really in beef with K-Dot. Here we go talking about K-Dot again. He not beefing with K-Dot. He said, me and K-Dot, yeah, we ain't got nothing going on there. And it's crazy because if that's the case, then he had this really dope verse, man. He had this really, really dope verse on a DJ Khaled record. It was DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, Travis Scott, Big Sean. I can't remember the name of the song, but it's as hard as it sounds, bro. Everybody snapped on that. He said, Rockefeller chain, but you can still get ether. Ooh, Rockefeller chain, but you can still get ether. That's a whole nother funny. That's a whole nother level of funny. But everybody was like, oh, boo, that's trash. If it's a Kendrick reply. He was like, I wasn't talking to Kendrick. But we can kind of tell Control had him bothered. But you decided to drop Control. You could have just have not put that out at all. So Big Sean, that was the biggest shift that Big Sean brought to the culture. That was. So yeah, they don't got beef. I guess him and Jhené Aiko still together. Jhené Aiko got a song called Pussy Fairy. I'm kind of into it. I like that. I mean, liking that little freaky shit. I mean, she a bit, petite for me, per se. I like him, all respect to my lady, but I like him like Megan Stallion. Nicki Minaj, that's how I like him. I don't be, I ain't tripping. All women are beautiful. And she mixed with a couple things and it mixed well. You hear me? She mixed with a couple things and it mixed very well. But, that ain't my take. That ain't my type vibe. Joe Budden got in beef with Kalani. I'm not going to talk about it. It's boring. This one right here. I got to tell y'all about this one. Gayle King and Snoop Doggy Dogg. Snoop Doggy. Anyway, Snoop Dogg apologizes and Gayle King accepts the apology. Okay. Now Snoop got to apologize to Stacey. Snoop got to apologize to Stacey just because he was down. Just because that was his homeboy's lady. Maybe Stacey didn't think that it was that deep. Maybe Stacey just thought that was okay and that, you and her could talk. And you put her on blast on the biggest song in the world. You told her, raise off these NUTs because they gets none of these. At ease, she didn't deserve that. That is woman bashing. That is sex shaming her. Snoop, that is sex shaming her. You have to apologize to her. She just wanted a little gin and juice. Just a little gin and juice, man. That's crazy. That's brazy. See what I said, Snoop? That's brazy. I'm not even from Cal. I'm not even in the gang, but that's how I'm talking to you today. It's brazy. If you gonna apologize to her, you gotta apologize to her. You gotta apologize to all the women. Especially Stacey. I guess, whatever. Y'all like, all right, bro. That's a stretch. Anyway, he apologized to Gayle King. Called her dog face bitch. I don't know. Funky dog head bitch. But, he does call himself a dog too, so I don't know if that cushions the blow any for Gayle. For Gayle King, a.k.a. Gayle King, let it ring. Middle finger got the bling. Oh, no, she's not married. Single is how she'll be buried. Oh, this record alert. Anyway, so that's this episode. I hope y'all have fun. I hope you loved it. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'm gonna be back here tomorrow to talk that talk with you. Much peace and love.